Welcome back, YouTubers. This is Omar from Near Mint Condition, and today I'm going to show you my haul for the month of August of 2017. Alright, let's get things started with the new printing of Wonder Woman Justice League Volume 1. This book came out a couple months ago, but it had some printing issues with some of the pages being out of order, mainly in issue 83 and 84. I'm not 100% sure how you can tell it has the newest printing other than looking at the actual issues 83 and 84. So what you may want to do is open it up and see if those pages are actually in order. Next up is Donald Duck, Timeless Tales, Volume 3 from IDW. Once again, these are the reprints of a lot of European comics for the first time translated into English. So myself and a bunch of others have never read some of these books, and I'm really excited. I really enjoyed volumes 1 and 2, so it's got a lot of the characters from Uncle Scrooge and Donald Duck, and also some newer characters, some relatives of the McDuck family that I've never seen. So it's pretty interesting. Picked up Guardians on Blu-ray. Yep, nothing fancy, not the steelbook or anything, even though I did look for it. It's just a Blu-ray with DVD. Seen the movie, loved it, can't wait to watch it again. Did a little bargain shopping and found Sonic and Mega Man Worlds Collide. It's the complete trade of the books by Archie Comics. Recently, Archie has lost the rights to Sonic and Mega Man, so don't know what this means for this book, but I bought it for $4. I couldn't pass up on it. When I was out shopping with a friend, I found Mice Templar Volume 3. I seem to be getting all the Mice Templar through half-price books, and I'm okay with that. But as I've stated earlier, in another episode of a haul, this book only has 1 through 4 in hardcover edition. Everything after 4.1 is just trade paperback, so I'm gonna have to do some custom binding. I read volumes 1 and 2.1 and 2.2 and really enjoyed them, so can't wait to crack this one open. Speaking of bargain hunting, this is pretty cool. I meant to show this last month, but I totally forgot because I had them here on the ground. But this is something that I found at the flea market. I found some animation cells from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They were $3 each, and I asked if I could get 2 for $5. Not sure if I'm going to frame them or what, but it's got the hand-drawn animation, the background, and even some of the art, the hand-drawn pencils. But as much as I love Ninja Turtles, I didn't really like them as much as I liked Usagi. So I really liked this. This was a really nice surprise. Definitely gonna frame this one. So for $5, I couldn't pass up on original animation cells. On to the only Marvel Omnibus, The Journey into Mystery by Kieran Gillen. I started reading this book. It's the story of Kid Loki, right after Siege. Not sure if you remember that pretty okay Marvel crossover where the Dark Avengers invade Asgard. But anyway, Loki is now a kid. And this takes place before Young Avengers, Kieran Gillen's Young Avengers. And I really enjoyed Young Avengers. And I never got a chance to read any of these issues. So this is my first time reading it. About the third way in. And it's pretty good so far. Nothing mind-blowing, but I expect to get a little better. Next up is another awesome deluxe hardcover by DC. These DC Rebirth Deluxe hardcovers are awesome. I can't stress how much I enjoy them. So, dust jacket, and then inside artwork. And this collects a lot of issues. This collects Rebirth number 1 and Batman 1 through 15. That's a lot of material in here for $35. I mean, I've seen omnibuses that have less issues than that, and they're charged, $100 for. And this is Tom King's story, and I remember not digging Tom King's first 6 issues, but afterwards, man, this story really picked up. And I'm really enjoying them, and I cannot wait. And I'm not just enjoying, the Tom King Batman, I'm enjoying the DC Rebirth as a whole. Bring on the rest of the hardcovers like Aquaman and Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, Green Lantern. I can't wait to get them. They look great on the shelf, and for the price, totally worth it. Speaking of not totally worth it, 90s Punisher Suicide Run. Not even good Punisher 90s. This is okay Punisher. This is towards the end of a lot of the titles of the Punisher, like Punisher, Punisher War Journal, and Punisher Warzone. They all kind of came into an end when a lot of other characters are pretending to be the Punisher, and it's this story that I remember getting and semi-enjoying, maybe because I was a teenager when this was coming out, and that was probably the only reason why I got it. But, you know, it's got art by John Buscema. Rest in peace. Miss that guy's artwork. I loved his work. Speaking of another forgettable series, and the only reason I get because I'm a completist and an idiot, is Wolverine by Daniel Way, Volume 2. I'm not even going to waste time and talk about how horrible the story is, but the artwork is pretty good because it's the late Steve Dillon. And while he's not the most ideal Wolverine artist, he gets the job done. And for some reason, they also have Jeff Loeb's Evolution storyline by Jeff Loeb and Simone Bianchi, which has gorgeous artwork and a story that absolutely makes no sense. That's also included in this. So yeah, if you want really subpar storytelling with some decent artwork, this is the book. But wait till it goes on sale. Speaking of art now, this is pretty cool. I do remember this from my childhood. The Mighty Thor in Mortal Flesh. This collects, I think, 401 to 418. But if I remember correctly, Mike Mignola does some of the background art in this. While he doesn't do the main story arc, he does a couple of the backup stories. Anyway, if you want to see some earlier Mignola stuff. More Avengers and more awesome stories and art. This is Avengers The Initiative Collection Volume 2. The best thing to come out of that whole era of Avengers to me was Avengers The Initiative and then Avengers Academy. So I hope they continue this tradition by collecting Avengers Academy just like this. Oversized volumes for a fairly decent price. I love this is during the Taskmaster. This is after Secret Invasion. Oh man, I just cannot wait to reread these. These are great stories. And if you haven't read them, you need to do yourself a favor and check them out. Whether it be digitally or physically. They're awesome storylines. And I'm sure the original trade paperbacks are going to be fairly cheap considering they're collecting these complete collections now. I'm the guy that bought the single issues. I'm the guy that bought the original trade paperbacks. And I'm the idiot that rebought this for the third time. This is Robin Volume 4. Now, to be fair, some of these stories have never been collected. But to be completely unfair, most of this has been collected in another series or not. Like Night Quest, the conclusion, I mean, the stories are kind of all over the place. Because it has Night Quest. And then it also has some of the Legacy. And then 0 Hour. And then it's got Prodigal Part 4. So it's like the trade paperback is all over the place with where it belongs. Because some of these stories have been collected elsewhere. But I'm a completist and I can't have a Volume 3 and Volume 5. There has to be a Volume 4 in between. Some people say this is hit or miss. But I really enjoyed the all-new, all-different Avengers. And this is Mark Waid. And for the cast of characters that he had to work with, I thought he did a phenomenal job. Characters like Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and the New Vision, and Thor, and Ms. Marvel, and the new Captain America Falcon. Oh, and of course, Nova. But not my Nova. Not my boy, Rich Rider, but Sam. But it's okay. I think the stories really did a good job of doing what they were supposed to, reintroducing these new characters as Avengers. And I think the characters meshed well together in this series. I love the way that they interacted. Now, I haven't read much of his new Avengers, not all new, all different, but his adjective-less Avengers, so I don't know what that's like, but these stories were really good and I thought really fun. The final book that I have to show is one that I bought just for the artwork. That is Reborn Book 1 by Greg Capullo. Yes, and Mark Millar, I know. But I mainly got this for Greg Capullo because I am not the biggest Mark Millar fan, believe it or not. Right, other than Red Sun, I've never really been a big fan of his. I never liked his Authority, I never liked his Ultimate stuff, and I didn't like Kick-Ass. But, you know, he seems to be paired up with really good artists, so I always end up getting his stuff because of the art. Because I love good artwork. And that's one of my downfalls. So, Reborn. Wait till it goes on sale. That's all I got this month. I would love to know what you guys bought or what you plan on buying this month in September. Now, as you could probably tell, the one thing that I really I'm happy of owning is this nice little piece of history right here. This animation cell. I have no idea how this guy at a flea market ended up with it, but I'm so glad he did, and I'm so glad he sold it to me for $2.50. One of my favorite characters. And anyway, thank you for watching. If this is your first time watching, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And don't forget to check out our weekly show, which usually comes out on Thursdays, where we talk about topics like comic books, anime, video games, figures, whatever it is, we try to talk about it and cover it. Thank you very much, guys, and have a great day.